Howdy, my darling Taurus. So let's just jump right into your weekly tarot reading, Taurus, for February 2023 here. I did a 3-row spread for you, your past, present, and future, darling, all right? And I'm seeing a lot of interesting things going on here, all right? I see in your past here, definitely somebody that you ended up, I see like having to like move on from or isolate yourself from because they just were like constantly having you in your head and not making you feel good here. Your present shows to me, like I'm really liking the energy that you're stepping into. I feel like you're stepping into your power here. You know, your resting period is finally done here, Taurus. And then I see in your future a lot of big positive things manifesting for you, especially, you know, because we have the spoiler alert here, 6 of Wands, that fame and fortune card, Taurus. So let's just jump right into this here, starting with the back of the deck energy before we get into your spread here, Taurus, which is the 9 of Wands here. All right. And so the first thing that I want to be just complimenting you on, Taurus, is that I really celebrate you in the sense of where you just have not really given up. And I feel like this has been your energy for quite some time, Taurus, of where, like, even when you are feeling like your lowest of lows, it's like you've always understood that you've had a purpose, even when other people, when there has been people in your life that have like maybe challenged you or made you feel a little bit lesser than on some level, you always at some point in time, Taurus, even though it might take longer sometimes than normal with some people here, like you will always prioritize yourself first when it gets tough, when you realize at some point in time where you're just like, all right, I have to walk away from this, someone is not appreciating me or respect me in the way that they need to. Like you are always constantly, Taurus, in a place where it's like you are being like, all right, like here's a plan B, here's a plan C, here's a plan D. No matter what has happened in your life, you always are not you are always trying to push forward. You're not willing to give up on your purpose, on like what it is that you're wanting to accomplish, which I think is really beautiful, Taurus. So getting into your past row here, Taurus, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, with the 10 of Wands. All right, Taurus, so in your past here, I see this in a couple different ways. I see this how it could be introspective, but I also can see on some level, Taurus, where I get like the sense of you needed to like distance yourself from somebody or a situation that just made you feel not too lovely. It was like you know what this makes me think of, Taurus? This makes me think of where it's like you really wanted to bring some people with you in your future. You know, it's like whenever I would ask you, Taurus, to like think of your dream life, you were always in this place, you know, it's like I want this person, this person, this person to be part of my life. Whatever the case is, Taurus, right? We don't need to get into too much of the drama part of it. Like it just isn't happening anymore because, you know, there's just like a lot of that heavy weight with that 10 of Wands. Now, that's why I would see this in like an introspective way, Taurus, right? I do feel like for you, Taurus, the person that you like, this person that you ended up having to isolate or just separate yourself from here, I don't feel like they're taking it too well. This is very much so, Taurus, where someone doesn't really appreciate what it is that they had in their life until it's gone. You being what it is that is gone now, I feel like you are actively like pulling away from a situation. Even if you are still talking to them on some level here, I feel like it's being noticed, Taurus, where it's like you're separating yourself, being like, all right, and distancing yourself from that. Because again, with that 9 of Wands that we were just talking about beforehand in the back of the deck, Taurus, like you will always do what is meant for your highest good. You will never give up on your dream, especially for somebody else, Taurus, right? And so I do feel like you're going to be giving somebody, you have been giving someone a pretty big wake-up call with the absence of your energy. I feel like this is one of the reason why I bring this up as well, Taurus, is that I feel like with this person, they're going to go through that Hanged Man experience and where it's like with that rude wake up call. And so be anticipating, Taurus, on some level of hearing back from somebody that you had to distance yourself from. Could even be like a job, whereas, you know, you were really patient with a job and they just were not willing to pay you what it is that you deserved or make any changes until you're just like, you know what? Here's my 2 weeks. I'm out of here. All right. But the thing about it is, Taurus, I feel like you need to continue moving forward here rather than, entertaining this energy again, because if it took you having to leave for them to understand like what it is that they're missing, they just were not ever seeing you for who you are. They were never seeing you as that 9 of Wands, that warrior, right? And so it's just like you deserve better. In your present situation here, Taurus, which really makes me happy to see here, I see you stepping into your power. I see you having a lot of different projects. Like I feel like where you're going to be sort of thriving the best, Taurus, is when you're keeping yourself busy, partially because you know you want to keep yourself busy so you don't entertain old situations again. But let's get into these cards here. Emperor, Four of Swords, and Two of Pentacles. All right, so the resting period is over for you, Taurus. All right, I feel like for you, this is who you are right now, is this Emperor. You know, the Emperor, as a lot of people look up to the Emperor, very much so in alignment again with the Six of Wands in your future energy, which we'll get into later on, obviously, Taurus. Which also, by the way, darling, I have a podcast I just posted that I have, and it's pinned in the comments below. If you want to check out my spiritual podcast, honey, I would love it. I just posted a new episode. Anyways, with this Emperor card here, this is who you are. Like, you are meant to be in the spotlight. You are meant to be a leader. Even if you are not comfortable with the role of being a leader quite yet, Taurus, you will eventually get to that point where you'll have to. All right, you know, you might need times, and you will have times in your life where you just need a pause. You need to just be away from people, and I feel like it's during these periods of silence, Taurus, that you're really able to take account for everything and everyone that's in your life. You know, I feel like it's never a wasted time, you know, when you are pulling back and just like very much so in your thoughts here. All right, because I feel like as you start stepping further into your power with this Emperor card here, this is what's gonna be happening, Taurus. A lot of different projects are going to be of extreme value to you. So what I mean by this, Taurus, is like, I feel like for you as this Emperor, whatever this means for you personally, right? So if I had Taurus in my chart, the best way that I would associate this reading with, for me, it would be like, all right, since, you know, my purpose is to be to have a voice, to be a content creator online, I would be having that Two of Pentacles energy where it's like I'm posting on YouTube, I'm starting a blog, a podcast, you know, a lot of different, you know, keeping your hands busy, Taurus, is what I feel like is best for not only your healing journey, but also for you to just make up for lost time. I feel is like another message. I feel like for you in January, you didn't start as strong as you would like to because you had to deal with that past situation. You had to deal with that Five of Pentacles, where just in that Ten of Wands, where it just wasn't very pleasant energy for you. All right, and so as you are juggling with all those projects, Taurus, we have this extremely fabulous energy here. All right, so in your future spread, we have the Six of Wands that I kept on talking about, Taurus, the Chariot, as well as the Magician card here. All right, so you upgrade from the Emperor to the Magician here. Now, I know in some ways it's kind of like going backwards in this sense, because the Magician is before the Emperor, but the Magician for you, Taurus, is like you're actively manifesting the vision that you have for yourself. And so in some cases, I guess this is like intertwined for you, but I feel like you need the confidence first. Like, you need to build up that confidence, you need to build up that platform, Taurus, and then you'll be able to feel more comfortable with the creation process. I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that just like blossom at once for you, Taurus. And then Chariot energy, fast forward movement, and it's through action, Taurus. It's almost as if like the secret has always been within you. Like the answer has always been within you, Taurus, of like, you've known what you needed to do. You just needed to cut the fat. You needed to take care of like your personal life and stuff like that before you really stepped into your power as the Magician / Emperor and really just go after your big goals, right? Six of Wands, again, as I said, is like my fame and fortune card. This is the card of public recognition, victory, and just overall success, Taurus. So it's really extremely good setup here. And so the main message that I want to be saying here for you, Taurus, is just going back into this Nine of Wands, where it's just like you are that wounded warrior. Sure, you might have moments in time where you're feeling beaten down, and you know, you might even on some level want to give up, but I know deep down that you don't ever plan on giving up. And just understand that you have a purpose in this life. You are meant to be doing something big. You're meant to have an audience. You're meant to have some type of platform. You're meant to be leading people, even if by you leading people is just you living in your most authentic, empowered self, right, Taurus? But you have a purpose in this lifetime, all right? And so please do not give up on it, even when you are having to cut the fat. Just because you are cutting fat in your life, whether it's certain relationships in your life, certain projects, whatever the case is for you, Taurus, that is a sign that you're about to be stepping up into the next level, Taurus. All right, so let's get into your oracle reading for today. Rising above the fray, Eyes of the Eagle is your oracle card for today. Taurus, really fabulous card for you, rising above the fray, because I feel like for you, that's kind of like always been your story. Again, this is in a similar way where it's just like the phoenix rising from the ashes here. Like the best way for you, Taurus, to go against opposition or to go against people who like your naysayers, people who never really believed in you, like is just to maintain being that eagle. Excuse me. And rising above the fray. Like the best way of revenge for you is by succeeding and showing to the people that said that you couldn't be anything in this life and actually accomplish it, Taurus, right? Just remember that you are never going to deal with certain complications in your life, certain dramas in your life. You don't ever have to deal with it head on, all right? The best way that you can prove it to somebody, rather than trying to convince them of the vision that you see for yourself in the world around you, rather than trying to convince them of it, create that for yourself as that magician. All right, my beautiful Taurus, so that is the weekly tarot reading that I have for you today. Hopefully something in here resonated, and I'll connect to you sometime in the near future. Bye, Taurus.